Ah! What? Ah! It's you!
Alive.
It's the Canadian.
Yes, the Canadian. 100%. This is Canada's ass. And I'm not talking about my butt.
Are you referencing a good old cap? Not just your own cap, a different cap?
Captain Canada.
This is
That's me.
They didn't make it. They didn't make a joke about his ass in Deadpool though. They could have made a joke about Wolverine's ass because he was lying on the floor with an ass. It's like that's clearly an ass that's meant to be looked at.
Yes.
But when you're in a cinema, like the screen is therefore like that ass is human sized, right? Like bigger than life size.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome back,
Dead-
guys.
Wolf-
It's time for more viewers' choice
you.
of sci-fi ships.
Yes. Goodness. And this could be anything from anything, right? Like you can do Trek, but we don't recommend you do Trek. Like stay clear. Everything but, make it fun. We've done a few of these, and you guys never cease to surprise us with interesting things. And yet, so many things have been not done. So it's fascinating to see what has been ignored is the wrong word, but just not talked about.
And Captain Corky, there's another captain in the house. I love finishing the work week with Trekyards. Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
I'm happy to finish on Wednesday. Crazy. And we'll start sharing.
All right. That gives me a chance to tell all you guys to hit that like button. There's 24 of you here and 14 likes. Let's get those likes up to 25 if we can. I'm sure we can. Let's do it. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you click the notification bell icon all so you don't miss any lives like this or edited content that we do, because we do a lot of that stuff. We got some really cool stuff coming up. Don't you guys worry. We are here for you, as we always have been and always will be until one of us dies. Too much? Sorry. You can also support us by clicking the join button down there and joining the channel, or heading on over to Patreon/Trekyards. That's another way to support us on a monthly basis, and we really appreciate all that. Let's get your name in the credits of every video, and you get assigned to a ship. You can even get your own ship. You can be captain of a ship if you select the specific tiers. So lots of ways to support and help us out. We really appreciate all of them, all of you guys, for doing that. So if you can, please do. Also, don't forget to check out the links down below. There are links to the Teespring and the TeePublic store, and some really cool Trekyards merch down there. So make sure you do that too. Just go take a look. You don't have to buy anything. Just take a look. You might be tempted, but TeePublic has sales on a regular basis, sometimes up to 60% off. So if you put something in your cart, you can come back and get it later. So lots of ways to support us and help us out. And just hitting the like button and super chatting via this live to put in your favorite sci-fi ship, and we will rank it. So lots of ways to help and support. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, that was it. Easy, simple share. So yeah, up to you guys. Benjamin, previous lives, but want to restart fresh because the previous chart was rather
Cluttered.
in a good way. Plus, it's been a while, and perspectives might have shifted or some such. So it's kind of fun to. Plus, part of the chart is also contrast, so we might not decide things based on other things now,
What he said. Those were words.
but with more elegance. Yes.
Olivia, though, throws in $5. Want more Sam?
Yes.
Of course we do.
Sure.
Enjoy the live. Can you rate the Andalite Dome ship from Animorphs?
We can try.
Andalite Dome ship from Animorphs. Okay, well, we'll give it a go.
Ooh. Yes, we can. That's cool. And we do like when we learn new things, because this is like people's childhoods and all such come into play here. Alright, first one from the Olivia. And whoop. Oh.
Well, looky there.
Oh, that one. Okay. Wabam, there you go. Alright. Space Station. start with kind of.
This looks like one of the dome habitats you see in a lot of sci-fi. Even Strange New Worlds has those. I like it. It's got an organic vibe to it. Feels very much like their space dock, or it's got that kind of vibe to it. I like it.
With smattered shield generators. Yeah, this feels like so many other things in a good way though. Like those bottom details. Like, yep, I recognize that. The top, of course, is very simple. But you know what? Yeah, the slow build up of shapes to the top bit works well. The colors are well. Yeah, I like that. You know, obviously we haven't done a ranking in a while, so how am I going to judge things and bobs? But I feel like for what this is trying to do, it's achieving rather well. My guts is straight to B on this one because it feels consistent, cohesive, and effective. Yeah, what you thinking?
Yeah, I think B is a good place to start. No sense doing doubles for tiles. I'm just going to resize them to fit in the chart. It's easier to keep track of.
Okie dokie. That's what we did last time, perhaps. Cool. Okay. And that's why sometimes cartoon or animated ships can be like, well, that just works. It's like, yeah, but it's like 6 details. Yes. And they just work.
That's why it works. Yep.
You know, I mean, like the Close Encounters of the Third Kind ship. Ain't exactly complex. Does work.
Yeah.
This is a great time also to build a buffer, guys. So start suggesting things and put them in. And Suicide asks, so did a new video not that long ago on the premonition? I was wondering your thoughts on the new design from Star Trek Online. Yes, we definitely want to cover that. We put some of the other ones in that set. That was entirely coincidental time. We filmed that before we knew it was coming out, and we scheduled it before we knew it was coming out, and then we knew it was coming out. We're like, oh damn! I haven't looked in 7 years, and it's the same weekend it comes out on bloody Stowe. They're different, so a tremendous coincidence.
Yes, indeed.
But quite a different ship, actually. I would not say they are the same. So I'm interested to go and look at it again.
Yeah, for sure, we will. Absolutely. It's one of my favorite ship designs.
As in the new one, the old one, or both?
Both. SPS Guru 2000 throws in €5. The Orion from Rampatroli? Truly? Orion? Whatever that means.
Do you remember this one from long ago?
Nope.
This is one of our Fleet Yards Indiegogo submission ones, like first round. We were like, huh, how are we going to talk about this for 15 minutes? And we did! Because the person who submitted it, which might have been you, sir, sent in all those interiors as well. So that was quite a conversation. Very old German sci-fi, I believe.
Okay. I mean, it's standard fare for the time by the looks of it. It's just standard kind of saucer shape with some pointy extruding bits. Very simple. And I don't remember talking about this. I kind of have a vague memory that we covered something similar to this. But yeah, I'd have to go back and watch that because, yeah.
10 years, Stuart, 10 years.
This I want to put at a D just because of its unoriginality, honestly.
It's ironic because it might have been original at the time.
Exactly.
It was on the first flying saucers.
Yeah.
And just for the lols, if that will pop up. Let's see what we said about it.
Yes, me too.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fleet Yards Mission Briefings. I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Conan, and today's special because it was a fan-requested, fan-commissioned episode. Tell us all about it, Stuart.
Hold on just one second.
That's right. This was requested by Ben Tarver, and this is a little-known show, but it's apparently got a cult following over in Germany. This was actually Germany's first sci-fi show.
Germany's first sci-fi show, says me.
1966, same year as Star Trek.
Ooh. And it is, I'm sure none of you heard of it, and that's why I asked.
Well, Fantastic Adventures of Starship Orion.
To make it feel original, bar the points, and wonder if they even thought what they were.
Yeah, and to be fair, like we said, there's only 7 episodes of this. We haven't actually seen a full episode. I've seen like a bit of it and looking for these this footage.
Yeah. So there you go, proof. I proofed you. Inception of the us.
All right, what are you thinking ranking wise though for this list?
I mean, it's boring. And we're going to put on exterior detail. It's D. Yeah, it doesn't do it particularly well. Sorry. There's almost no detail, and it's just a source with some points. Not atrocious, of course, but it's unimaginative. And you know, I remember the interiors being interesting. But yeah, but that's okay, right? It's like saying, so what do you think of the first rocket ship? It's like, well,
It worked.
Well, yeah. Some might just say.
All right.
It is indeed hand. And Cirabel says, I have a question. Is this Interceptor class canon or is it beta canon? Neither. It is fan designed. So, but it is a very, very old fan design, which means that in many people's minds, they've known it for decade, 2 decades. So in their mind, it is closer. But no, certainly not canon. But a very well liked fan design.
And in fact, it is not a cannon because the cannon has one N in the middle there.
Oh.
For the one that you're talking about, I think.
Oh my god.
Sorry. All right. Ray Ricks. Hey, Ray. 5 pounds. The Avalon from Passengers. A great movie, by the way. But yes, the Avalon. I love this design just because it's so eccentric. It's got a really cool vibe to it. A lot of dimensionality. Dimensionality. Oh my god. I like it, and it is a passenger ship, so it's got that luxurious vibe to it, especially on the interiors. It's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember loving this from the movie. It's both that classically sci-fi, Prometheus, as in like the big ship from Covenant, I suppose, and the from Avatar, the big sort of NASA style. It's that sort of big NASA, but to the sci-fi degree.
Mm-hmm.
But by doing so, the sleekness and the simpleness and that is of the shape design. But actually, I remember really appreciating the amount of model detail at the time. It actually again works very well. I don't remember any functional reason for any of this to be the way it is.
Well, it does spin to create artificial gravity. So it slowly spins as it, and it's kind of got that corkscrew vibe, which is more aerodynamic and you're in space, but
it's all negative space though.
Yeah.
I sort of get why, but it looks cool. Although the irony is, if you just took it out of space, made it, this big, put it aside, it'd be a lamp. Put some lights
you can say that about a lot of these, though.
Well, indeed, exactly. So it's actually not a spaceship in the abstract. It could be a building, without very many changes. So it's kind of one. You know what I mean? It's
no, but I'm just laughing at Hans Pritchard. Han Pritchard says Cuisinart dough hook. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But you know what? For me, it works real well. It does.
It does.
So
yeah.
I would say a very high B, possibly teasing from an A. I think it's very successful at what it tries to do.
I would say A.
So I like the interiors as well, which is not always what I'm going to take into account, but I think it works.
Yes.
I don't know if I would have said the same thing previously, but
we'll put it as a low A for now. It's got a uniqueness that I really like that I think a lot of the stuff in A should have. It's got a personality to it, so.
Interesting.
All right, let's see. 36 people here. Awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that like button. We have 21 likes. I'm sure we can get higher than that with 36 people here.
Yeah.
That's how math works.
Like another thing, we should be able to get 2,000 likes in a few seconds. I think that's how math works too, right?
I mean, sure.
Good.
I was never very good at math, so yes is the answer.
I math now?
No, you don't. Nice try, though.
I wasn't. I don't joke now. Excellent.
All right.
Okay. What a broad selection of basic yet different shapes. Interesting.
All right. Ray Ricks, though, 5 pounds. The Corbalan 4. Yeah,
and if you want to skip down to Matt's.
It's a Corbalan IV, Mailing Romulus. Please reference the filming model image.
There you go.
It's so well thought out. I love it. All right.
The
so
hell
that's
with
two.
a chance in that, guys. Thank you. What a lovely double up. Now, I've not seen Alien Romulus yet, have you?
No, I have not.
So my knowledge of this model is this and the other 3 blurry poor images that I can't really see from the trailer. So, as such, judgeability is low. But speaking of that, what do you think, Stuart? What does your Trekyards trained brain say?
This is all my favorite things in a starship. It's gray,
It's
kind of
coarse,
brick-like. It's not super exciting or thrilling or wonderful, and I don't know. This is the only view I'm going on. There's not much going on here. Feels very generic game or sci-fi with no real secret sauce on it, you know?
Hey, at least there are no forward-facing grey spires.
Antenna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are some on the top you can see.
Well, there are some, yeah, that's the thing.
Hey, Terrence, throw it in. It is ready for it. Yeah, this one's tricky because for me, all those aliens, all those universe ships, they're very industrial, with the rich people having the sleek ass ships and the poor people, workhorse, having the really basic refineries. So the chasm of tech is rather large, and it's almost like a slightly more sleeked out Star Wars aesthetic that isn't covered in greeblies but has some, right? Now I'm confused a little bit by the scale here. Is that front thing a door, or is the bottom red thing an opening hatch with a ramp with vehicles to go in? I can't tell. I can't hear you.
I was thinking the same thing scale-wise, but where's the ramp that you're talking
No,
about?
I'm saying, like with Prometheus, the red thing would lower,
Oh.
and it would be a ramp, and there'd be a big space for.
That's
like
what
on,
I'd
Protostar.
assume. That's what I'd assume, but the door, that looks like a door. I thought that was the scale, and it's like not very big then at all.
Because if it's tiny, then I don't really understand it. Because it'd be absolutely a tiny shuttle. If it's bigger, then.
Well, Matt says the orange is a container, the door is a docking hatch.
Okay, well, okay, there we go. It is a absolutely tiny. This is a shuttle. This is a. And I guess those white things are actually just lights on the front. They're just spotlights. I mean, I'll throw in from this view a D because it does nothing interesting for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'd like it after the movie. But
Yeah, well, that's what Matt says. Is wait till you see it in the movie. But
yeah.
Well, for now, yeah, and based on what we know and what we see in this image, again, this image isn't super great, honestly.
Although it is worth mentioning, Stuart, what can people do if they disagree with the ranking?
Oh.
Because that is a thing we do here, because it's an audience list.
Well, if you disagree with the ranking, you can bump them up or down one tier with $5. So if you want to bump it up a few tiers, you can do the math and figure that out. But yeah, I don't even know.
And Han says it's a very alien universe, dusty, dirty, 70s sci-fi setting. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Are you seeing Romulus soon?
I don't know. We'll see.
I certainly want to, although no one in my family or Marie gives a shit. Mostly because it's a horror. They don't like horror, but it's like it's an alien horror film. Horror. I've never felt a horror in the way that.
Well, then it's not horror really. It's it's a tough one.
But I alien as in, it's an alien with prosthetics and CG. Like for me, that's not horror in the same way. But that's okay. But I want to see it, so maybe next week.
Nice.
Sorry, I want saying tangent, but you guys put your things in. It's nice to be able to see a version of a franchise, one of them in the cinema, because I obviously missed the 80s and the 70s. So for them to keep making Terminators with Arnie, for example, it's like he's getting old or whatever. So I was able to see Alien Covenant, which is an alien film in the cinema. But that's still a Prometheus spin-off. This is a true alien film, so this would, I guess, technically my first alien true film. It's nice to see one of every franchise, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, Let's move on. Matthew Lebner, $5. The Eagle Transporter from Space, 1999.
And that took a long time to get in one of these last times. I'm glad it's popped in straight away.
All right. I hate these. I hate these. I understand they're fan favorites. There's like people gush about them, especially at Wonderfest. There's a huge display of different scales of them.
Just this, I'm guessing.
There's all the different variants. There's like so many model kits and so many like tooled like parts for the exhaust nozzles and stuff that you can buy to make these kits better. I used to play with my brothers because he had the the moon base model, which is like a diorama of the whole base, and it had little eagles. And I remember loving playing with those when I was a kid, which pissed him off because I probably lost one or two of them. But I never really watched the show very much, and I get the appeal because they are very utilitarian, very real world. Like this is something that we could probably build today and have it work for the same purpose, being a cargo or like just swapping out modules. It's kind of very runabout like, probably an inspiration for that. So
yeah, I'd imagine a direct inspiration.
Yeah. I just personally, I'm not a fan of them, but I understand the iconicness of them. So
now, is it anything to do with them not being sexy enough?
No, I think I'm very resistant to them just because of the fanboyness of the fan club that I don't understand it, and I kind of just wave it away and brush them off because it just annoys me.
You know what this probably is. This is the 60s Enterprise looks old and 60s and cheap. For those fans that can't see past the Enterprise looking like a film miniature and looking dated, in the same way you can't see this for the joy that people have for this, it's probably the same. And you, in the same way, you probably annoy them for that someone's saying, oh, the Connie looks older, should be the Stranger Worlds Connie, would annoy you and me. Possibly, right?
I mean, possibly, but I don't know. I recognize its iconicness, so I will give it a higher mark. But what do you think it should go at?
Yeah, this is it's a fun. It's oddly sleek for being brutalist, simple shapes. It's odd that, because it's not sleek, but it kind of flows in a way. Obviously, the head helps a lot, and they're very, very sleek. But that gentle, almost curvature vibe of the leg pods give it a certain something. You know, inspired it to make them little shapes, add something. The greebling's nice and platy, but not too much. It is quite TOS in that it's either very structural with the structural bits, or kind of basic with the other bits, but in a good balance. And this is a nice miniature as well. But it is, of course, just 4 identical legs with thrusters attached to some scaffolding with some NASA engines, a cool front bit, and a pod. It's not very interesting, but it's some of its parts, right? I haven't put in anything yet for a fan film. Never really worked with one. I would give it a gentle B. I think it is a pleasant design.
I'm perfectly content with a B, yes. Yes, indeed.
A gentle, pleasant B. It's nice, and I think it flows surprisingly well. Although I say surprising, it's iconic for a reason, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well, it would be interesting. A lot. I see, like, nowadays, as I was gonna say, if you show kids who are quite, what do you think? They probably would now think it looks like real world NASA, so they probably like it more. It's all transitioned from the sci-fi into the well, we could do that in like a year. So like, oh, it's just NASA, or it's like SpaceX. So it must be kind of a fun. I think people actually like it more potentially now. It's even more relatable.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, if somebody wants it bumped, you can bump it, but yeah. What is next? SPS Guru 2005 euros. The GTVA Colossus from, you guessed it, Free Space 2.
You guys love your free space. A couple of you, in fact. So the best, clearest view I could see.
To me, this feels like something that would be in the BSG fleet. I could see it being like a cargo transport, part of the same like building contractor kind of vibe. Not a military version, but like a yeah, either a carrier or a some kind of cargo vessel. I don't mind it. I kind of like the different shapes, and it's got some of the same elements as the Eagle, so surprisingly with that middle part. And the color scheme's kind of cool. You don't often see green for starships, so yeah, I think it's all right.
Oh,
how about you?
Good to see you, Donnie. So, all I see when I look at this is a Nebulon B frigate from Star Wars.
There's that too, yeah.
Because it's almost identical in terms of design structure. So, and that's a very, very nice characterful ship, right? It hasn't gone that far in terms of other movies or whatever, but it is a iconic one, and this is just that, but green and few polygons.
And not as rounded and smoothed out.
No, and if I'm to believe there's just like they say with the Eagle, the structural bits in the middle, and then a bit that stabs out, which is just girders, which seems odd. I mean, this is a repeating texture, right? You can see how it's breaking apart near the end. So it's confusing. If the window sill is to be believed, it's giant, but it really is just an inferior Nebulon T. You know, but you're right. I like the colour. I like the brown bits. I guess a medium C would be my vote.
Yeah, I was going to say
it
C.
It is very passable in a Nebulon kind of love fest way.
Interesting way to put it.
This is where Babylon 5 benefited, because every one of their ships had such a unique shape profile that even if the detail was low, a la TV show 1990s, they're all unique shapes. So there's a lot of differentiation. That to me is not quite. And how is it not inspired by, Nebulon B, right?
Yeah. Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. Alien Slave Ship, District 9. There's a movie I haven't seen in a while.
I enjoyed it when I saw it, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It just feels like a floating city.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to say, honestly. It's feels very industrial.
Yeah, it's an industrial flying saucer, right? It's an industrial flying saucer, but it is a good design, I think. It has a lot more depth than the average flying saucer, of course. I sense the design language, meaning you can see the bit that is protective of ground fire, the copper bit, which is a bit more trashed. The bit above it is much more clean, grey, different material. It's not armoured so much. There's these crane things that you can see that go down and grab stuff. You can see the fuel tanks below. Like I sense a logical structure behind the elements. And that I appreciate. If I don't know what exactly it is, it works better for me than a lot of other flying saucers where it's just like either greeblies or shapes.
Yeah.
It's still just really it's an oil rig without the as in in the sea without the rigging. But hey, if that's what it's trying to be, right? But it is just a flying saucer with some stuff attached. I would say also a C for me personally.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
But a no shame C. I just think you can't necessarily. I don't know if flying saucer is a medium. I mean, hey, here's a challenge, right? Throw us a flying saucer design which we're going to give higher than a C.
Somebody's going to put the ship in from the thing. Guarantee it.
That's what I mean. If and I said C, Stuart, not B.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Because there might be some great flying saucers, but there might be a ceiling to the saucers. So if there's any flying saucers you guys really think are like that will win us over, there might be, right? There might be. I can't think of it just yet.
We'll see. Prince Alhorian 35. Not quite sure the currency, but thank you.
Zah.
Greetings, gents. I'll start tonight with a near future design. Pegasus from Odyssey, Journey to the Planets.
A South African rands. So thank you.
Oh, nice.
$2. Appreciate it. It's the best rendering I could find. It's a nice rendering.
Okay.
So it's this sort of design, very much like the Sunshine ship from Sunshine. That classic. Look, got a solar protector in the front, and then a ship behind it. Have we seen it before? Yes. We can see it again. Yes. What do you think, Steve?
Yes. It's all right. It feels like it's a probe that's already out there in our, in our solar system somewhere from NASA. It's got that very real world look to it. I haven't seen Odyssey: Journey to the Planets, so I don't know how large this ship is, if it's a passenger carrier, like how many, I don't know. Looking at the structure, doesn't look like there's a lot of habitable area necessarily. So I think it works. I don't know how I would judge it, though, honestly.
My brain says to me, it's sort of clean and simple, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's particularly creative, but again, it's a very specific ship styling, and I actually quite like what it's doing. But I feel like I've seen it many times before. I like the Sunshine one better, I believe, although I don't remember the detail per se, but that was maybe because of its use in the ship. And the back kind of feels like a clamp. I don't know if it's trying to be. Again, C, right? I don't hate it, but it is a very structurally sound version of itself, but I don't think it is very pushing.
It's got an elegance. Yeah, I would normally say D, but the elegance kind of bumps it up to that C.
Yep. And which again, there might be a ceiling to this style of design. Otherwise, it's going even more crazy, possibly. Right? And again, prove us wrong. I'm interested to see. Oh, okay.
We dare you.
We double dare you.
Oh, Ozzy, $5. The RV Eagle 5 from Spaceballs.
I've now seen, so I have a professional opinion now on it.
We'll give you your professional opinion first, then.
Me? Oh shit. I mean, it's great. It's one of cinema's iconic vehicles. I think the fact that it can go so fast, probably armed to the teeth by the machine guns they have lying in their glove pocket, whatever it's called. Yeah, iconic, right? I mean, if anything, it should have removed the wings and made it more aerodynamic for space travel, because you don't need that for space. So just if you move the wings, it'd be perfect spacecraft. Yeah, really, really classic.
It's a friggin' RV with wings attached to it. The interior is literally an RV. So it fails megally as a spaceship, and it is therefore an F on my list. I don't hate it. I understand its iconicness, but for spaceship design, it's just shit. So
yeah, how do you judge a joke, right? Because they could have made it more sci-fi, just having some neon lights, but they didn't want to, right? Yeah, I will supersede to your expertise in RV ship design, the very unique subcategory, of course.
Thank you, sir. I feel so honored.
You should.
All right. Well, yeah. It's for me. It's an F, just because it is literally a Winnebago with wings. So.
And it would be so easy to go in and just redesign it to like make the sub details something.
Yeah. What's next? SPS Guru, 2005 euros. Here's a better view of the Colossus. Oh.
Which is a better view indeed. So let's throw that in.
Where is that?
Should be right there.
Is that which one though?
It's the green ship that's the same ship as the other one.
Oh.
Alright, does this change our opinion? It's definitely a much more detailed model.
Definitely doesn't look as much like the Nebula and B freighter, that's for sure.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I like it more. Is it worth a one-up from whatever it is to whatever it could be? Or it was.
It is a C currently.
No, that's not a B. Sorry. It's now a high C in my book.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Get out of here with that. All right.
Not jumping into a...
All right. Ray Ricks, £5. Pan Am Space Clipper from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Oh, it's an X plane. That's all it is. It's one of the experimental. That is the back, by the way.
It's the best, clearest view.
So. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's very sleek looking X-plane design, concept plane, which just happens to go into space.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool, honestly. I like the shapes, but it definitely, if you showed me this in a lineup of other things, I would just say it's a experimental plane. It's not necessarily a spacecraft. Okay. So it's got that going against it, in my opinion.
Although even, there's been a sort of not only a joke, but a clarification in yesteryear of there being a starship and a spacecraft. This is not a starship because it can't go between stars, but it's a spaceship and that it can do space. So it's kind of the most boring type of spacecraft. It's just, ooh, it's like, good for you guys. You did the space.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is where my personal bias shows. I'm not super interested in anything real space plane because it's just a plane, and that's just personal bias. So I'm going to give this an F for design because I think it has none in terms of good spaceship, really. It's just a plane with some stuff on it. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm going to bump it up to a D because it's better than the goddamn Eagle 5. So. Okay. Because it's actually a thing that was thought out and not necessarily just parodied up. Mark Lawrence, $5. How about another direction? The USS Nimitz from the Final Countdown. It's a ship from a sci-fi movie. It is from a sci-fi movie, yes. Mm-hmm. It's an aircraft carrier, so it's not a good spaceship, so it's an F automatically.
And I'm going to bump it up to a D just because... No, I'm kidding.
I will bump it up to a D because it carries F-14s, and I love F-14s. And
damn it. Yeah, fine. Personal bias can come in sometimes.
No, it's going to be an F. Sorry. I love the F-14s, but...
it's a nice looking aircraft carrier. I do like the aircraft carrier aesthetic. I'm a fan of that.
And the Nimitz is one of my favorites because it's a big boy. So, yeah.
Evan C. It's capable of running on liquid Schwartz without ripping itself apart.
Yes.
Oh, dear. I've got to watch that Spaceballs commentary now to see what the actors say about it. Like BTS there are, because boy, I'm sure they think so about that.
Benjamin Stone, £5. So Close Encounters of the Turd Kind. Another ship. Technically a flying saucer. Check out the working model. So much detail. Yes. This is one I got to give Steven Spielberg some credit for because it wasn't just the typical spaceship. He does love his lights and things like that, but I think this works immensely well. And it was quite visually eye-catching. And as a result, it probably gets higher than I would normally place it. But it's also one of the earliest big budget, like amazing spaceships. And it is quite detailed as far as the miniature and stuff goes. So got to give them props for that too. So that's my take.
So I was tempted to show the miniature because you can see it way better. But part of it is, of course, the giant light arrangement and the vibe it gives off, right? That's a big part of it. So even though it's less clear, this is a good, interesting visual feast. It is big, it is bold, it is, it's kind of like, what's the other thing? What's not the Shrike that goes, there's something else in kind of, I don't know, see if you guys can know. And it isn't just a flying saucer. And also, this is a nice one that same with the District 9, it feels segmented in a logical way. I know that the outer tendrils do something, clearly. The bottom crystal thing does something. I get a design aesthetic even if it hasn't been thought through. I haven't seen the film in a very long time. I probably should again. Okay, you say where you'd want to put.
Probably at a B.
Low B?
No, it's a solid B.
Okay. Solid B it is.
Yeah. It's better than it has the right to be, put it that way.
Well, I put a lot of work into the miniature. Hey, it beats the Abyss ship.
Yeah. Yeah. Ray Rex, 5 pounds. We need an A. The White Star would be 5. I think you mean we need an S. Because we do have an A, but I do love the White Star, and I love the shapes. I love the organicness of it. I love almost everything about it, honestly. You saw the one that I have here that was made for me when you were here, so it's definitely my favorite Babylon 5 ship, hands down, and I do appreciate its look. Now, that being said, if you go back to something Sam said earlier, it could just be a concept plane. It could be one of the X-planes, one of the experimental planes, because it does feel kind of aerodynamic and could work in an atmosphere. So that he can't give it an S. I'm already ranking it for him. But anyway, what are your thoughts on this one? You know more what it's capable of than I do, because I just know it for its appearance, not for what it's capable of.
I mean, it is the Defiant, but instead as like a purple bird. Beautifully fast, beautifully powerful, with bristling with guns. You know, we did a recent filmed Trekyards episode on a ship, and I kept commenting. I didn't mean to, but I kept commenting. It's meant to be a warship. There's a lack of weapons visible, and it didn't annoy me, but I kept feeling it. This, it is bristling, and you can see them, and they're all over the place. The texturing is excellent. Yes, the separate bridge pod's a bit odd, but it works in the grand scheme, and it's beautiful in motion.
That bridge pod top part looks very similar to the Night Raven from G.I. Joe, which is just a SR like type ship plane that has like a little plane that detaches from it. It seems like that top part can just detach to be its own ship.
Okay.
So yeah.
But I do think it is truly wonderful looking, and it is beautiful in motion, and it was definitely a wow, we stumbled upon something great here.
So would you give it an S?
I would say this is our first S. Yes, I would.
Perfect.
I think it stands up really well.
Well, there you go.
Because it's a combination of sexy, sleek, powerful, advanced, fast. It kind of ticks a lot of the boxes, and personal preference of aesthetic. And I do really like the bridge. We built that in 3D actually for a convention, which we've only used once. I'm really at some point to go in and do an octane conversion, because I really poured over that show to get a bridge that was accurate, and I'm pretty pleased with it. I love the command chair. So it's actually very Starfleet, but its own thing. Yeah, I look forward to doing something with it in the future.
All right.
Thanks so much for the suggestion.
SVS Girl, €2,005. The GTD Queen from space. What is space? Free space. What is that?
It's a video. It's a classic video game. It was one of the big like Bridge Commander style flight mechanics, but when that was like, oh my god, you did the thing! Wow, this is so fresh and new, and it had a big following. And this is the shot they suggested.
Well, I do like it. It's invoking something in me, like looks similar to, actually, you know what this looks like? The ship that the Starbug would launch from. It's kind of got that insect aesthetic, and it seems like the Starbug would be one of its small shuttlecraft.
Yeah. So you mean not in a literal Red Dwarf style, but as a aesthetically, yeah.
Yeah, they look like they would be part of the same fleet, you know. I do like the looks of it, though. It's a very interesting design, and I think I know where I want to place it. But what are your thoughts on this one?
No, actually, I quite like it. It does help. This is a far more detailed model than the previous one. It has a lot more personality, I'll say that. I like the depth, both with the wings and the underslung things. You are right, it's very Starbug. Now that you've said it, I can't unsee it. Even the colour palette of having the browns.
Yeah.
It definitely has that slight game aesthetic of segmented plates to give detail, but it does work on this really rather well. Ooh, but it's still a bit blocky. But I do think personally it teases into a low B.
No, this is an A. Easily.
Ooh. Okay, why A? Give me the why. I'm intrigued why the easy.
Because it is a very interesting, cool spaceship design. And I like the blockiness mixed with the curves. It's got a nice balance of both. And I appreciate that thing hanging off the side. That kind of... It looks like there's one on the other side as well. I wish it would have been asymmetric, actually. It would have been better. But to have it mirrored on the other side is fine, too. I think this is worthy of an A. I really like the looks of this. And it's a spaceship that when I first saw it, I'm like, I like this.
Huh. Oh, I like it too, but NA is a very high bar. So I'm not going to fight you on this because I think we're both right in our own way. So I just want to know what you guys think as a vote. Just intrigued where you guys are going to vote on this because this is definitely an interesting piece.
So A or B?
Yeah, we're not going to accept S or C. This is it. This is one of those two. So A or B, vote now. I'm just interested. I should probably do a poll, shouldn't I?
Yeah, we'll wait for a few votes and then we'll place it. So A or B. The wings at the back make it worse. No, they don't. They add something to the back. If those wings hadn't been there, it would not be catching my eye as much as it was, and I would definitely go for a B. I like the wings the way they are. For me, it just adds something. A, C, A, B, 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 A. So we got 4 A's, 3 B's. Oh, lots of B's now. All right, B. We'll put it at B then. You all win. All right.
I mean, a good amount of A's, in fairness. Good amount of A's.
True. Okay.
And there's a poll as well, if you want to read that.
All right, so the poll, do you want us to do more general sci-fi rank ships, more Trek ship rankings, or both? More of both rankings.
Yeah, I'm interested.
All right, we'll go vote in the poll.
Mm-hmm.
You've been told.
Have your say. Right now! On Trekyards.
And Prince Altharian, again. Let's do Carrier's Justice. Tigerclaw from Wing Commander movie. Only sci-fi spaceship to do an Age of Sail style broadside. Broadside attack, yeah.
Age of Sail. Oh,
it's where you get the ships beside each other and just fire your cannons.
That's the official name? That's a cool name. If you have the scene of that in Revenge of the Sith, though. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and this is a really cool shot, so I picked it. It's not the most clear, but it's a really nice high fidelity version.
I think the Cushmans actually did something like this.
I do want to watch Fleet Commander because I know Mark Hamill's like the hero. I mean, I think there's games and a movie, and I think they're all sort of connected.
I think this is the cutaway that the Cushmans did. This is a cutaway.
Okay, so add the negative space back in, I suppose. Okay, I'll find a different picture then, because I thought that was. I don't know if it was a cutaway. Seems a little unfair to give it a cutaway. Let's go back and have a look.
Yes, you do that. I'm gonna resize the thing here.
Because I'm surprised I couldn't find a shot from the movie. It felt like unless it's meant to be unless it's a animated movie. Oh, maybe that's it. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, that's a better shot. Although it is very dark because it's a grey box in space, so no wonder. Okay,
yeah,
without them coming, there you go.
This feels like a space submarine.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's sort of nothing going on really, is there? It's curved hull and a few things sticking out.
Yeah.
It is kind of sleek though, but you're right. It's absolutely just a submarine. I'm assuming, given the context of the fact it's a fleet combat game, that it's a giant carrier. and launches fighters from somewhere, which I could buy with this, because aircraft carriers aren't known for their elegant, eccentricity. But it's not particularly interesting from this view, and even the other view. Go back on my Google search and see if I can find any.
This is literally the shot that the Cushmans used to do the cutaway.
All right, yeah.
Like, and I knew that was a Cushman cutaway because they gave me one of these, which was signed.
Oh, beautiful.
Way back when.
What do you think, Stu? Give me your honest thoughts.
For me, it's a C. Just because it is, like, I'm looking at the stuff we have in D and C, and for me, this fits squarely in the C slot there, so.
It's funny how sometimes you get gently forced into the logic of, well, it's not as bad as this.
Well, yeah, that's what contrast is all about.
And it's true, because that's how you'd feel otherwise. Yeah, I think I'd agree. I think it's and I was correct, the middle bit is where they launch from, which actually I really quite like, because it gives a lot of protection. It's like the pontoons of the Titan, up to, not just 11, but up to 14. Yeah, I think a respectful C. Oh, you cannot get this film on Blu-ray. This film is ungettable. I say there's one on eBay for $75 or £75.
Wow.
DVDs are fine, but Blu-ray I guess is incredibly hard to get.
Martin Jorgensen, 45 DKK, whatever that is. Mandator 3 Star Dreadnought.
Star Dreadnought.
Use fractal sponge renders.
I think that's what I've got.
Oh, it's a more boring Star Destroyer. There's less going on. I prefer this classic Star Destroyer, honestly. I'm kind of getting this bias against Star Destroyers because they tried to reinvent something that was basically perfect, and they keep fucking it up. It's just not as good. This is one of those things. Sure, it looks a lot bigger than a regular Star Destroyer. I wish there was more going on, though. Like, I like the two radar things at the top of the Star Destroyer at the back. I like that kind of breaking up the shapes. This is just a gray wedge in space. It's a doorstop.
It's a rebellion stop. That's what it is.
That's my take. That's funny. That's my take on it.
So it definitely takes a turn
for the worse.
He's so quick-witted. It definitely takes a turn away from the spaceship into the cannon platform. Because I like the fact there's clearly all those little things are turbo lasers. This thing is armed to the absolute teeth, right? This would be a nightmare for anybody to fight. But the ship part has been radically detracted from. Is now just a giant flat surface in space to shoot from. Useful, but also dull. That said, I like the spine vibe. I kind of wish there was more segmentation. Like, I like the fact that there's almost a Star Destroyer in the front. That secondary plate layer. I wish you had more plate layers. Differentiate from the smooth, the flatness. It's not the worst Star Destroyer I've ever seen. I think far from it. And I think this would be devastating if it hyperspaced in. This is a fleet killer in this regard. But it loses the spaceship aspect. So... C.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Really had to think about that one. That's a hard one. Because I get the logic behind it, and I appreciate ships that have logic. And yet. That was a good one, guys. That was a good one.
Mark Lawrence, member for 54 months at the rank of Federation Council. Thank you, Mark. Were we supposed to go with sci-fi spaceships? Tyler didn't say space, lol. No, I just said sci-fi, so you're not wrong. But sci-fi ships.
Yes, and Raj is welcome back. Hello, Raj. Thank you for being here with us as well. Raj also says you hear about the news of Acolyte. Yes, hard to avoid this news about Acolyte. Although technically it's not cancelled, it's not renewed, and there is a slight difference. Just like Boba Fett wasn't cancelled, it was not renewed. So, whatever. And Dan says, Blu-rays are more expensive than DVDs in the UK. They're always in every country.
They're everywhere.
They're a newer format, and DVDs they're hard to sell, so they make them dirt cheap. So, yes.
All right. Edward Nigma.
Okay, then.
Throws in $5 and says Rossinante from The Expanse.
A classic that we talk about regularly.
So, look-wise, I don't really like the Rossi. Never really have. But I know what it's capable of as a gunship, and it's friggin' fantastic in that regard. But it's fun to watch in motion, especially when it's doing its thing. But honestly, the overall ship design, I'm not a huge fan of at all. So, it's definitely a cool ship, though.
Well, the irony is, if it wasn't red, it'd be a million times worse. Not a million, but significantly less interesting,
orange,
right?
But
sorry, yes, orange. Like, one of those things where the subtleness gives it off pop.
And it does get repainted, by the way.
Oh, I've never seen a variant. Ooh, okay.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a Martian Navy gunship that they steal essentially, so they end up repainting it so this doesn't have Martian markings on it.
Yeah, not like that. That's cool. Yeah, I mean it's obviously this is as with like the Daedalus from Stargate, right? It's not that interesting objectively, but it harnesses something in us and narratively and time of our lives. This to me is a relatively dull, bricky ship with some nice details, but it's still a relatively dull, bricky ship. With miniguns, which is an odd detail to shove on the ends, but also makes it cool, right? But it's not in any way interesting to me visually. It beats a lot of things, but it's still a simple brickiness. But it's trying to be very grounded, etc. I mean, you'll want to go A or B, but I would innately say C because it's not particularly interesting design wise.
I was going to say
I'll let
C.
you throw. Wait. Oh.
Because I don't like the look of it. I mean, it's simple, but seeing it in motion, seeing what it can do, and living on it essentially for all the seasons of The Expanse, might bump it up to B for me. But just if I didn't know anything about it, I'd say a C.
I will judge. I will let you put where you need to, where your heart tells you.
Yes. Sorry, guys.
But as we said, what can people do if they disagree? They can
bump it with a $5 super chat. Yes, one tier. Yeah. Up or down?
Up or down.
Ray Rex, £5. I'm going to team up with Mark, C-Quest, DSV. It's a ship in Sci-Fi. Yep, we've used it before. We have no arguments that it's.
Yeah. In
fact, they're trying to pick on us. We're just doing our jobs here, but.
In fact, this is our thumbnail. Ha! Ha!
It is. Very organic, very ocean creature-like, which makes sense. And as cool as the show is. The ship, as far as the submarine goes, is a very, very cool design. But I'm not a huge fan. There's not a lot going on that I really... It's got a squid-like head and things like that.
Squid-like everything, actually.
Well, it could have longer tentacles if it wants to go really squid-like, so... You be quiet, you.
Yes, Dad.
It's very to the point. You can imagine it gliding through the water very nicely. Would I want a model of it or anything? Nope. So that says something right there.
Okay. How would you feel if you got a free one?
I'd give it away, or I'd sell it. I just don't. I like the show. I'll watch the show if it's available and on somewhere, but I'm not going to. I haven't fallen in love with the ship design enough to want to have any physical representation of it near me.
Wow. Although even still, a ship might be of a stretch. Not in an offensive way, but is it a ship or is it you know, it's a ship technically, but is it, yeah, like it's nice, right? It's one of the very much. It's chickpeas. It's a tin of chickpeas, right? It's just what it says in the tin. But it's nice enough. I would say this deserves a high C. So I think it does a good balance between organic, and ship. But it could do a lot more. Ironically, kind of going into a lot of what I often say, having some visible greeblies, some visible glows, something which would detract from the simplicity of the hull, I would think might actually improve it. At least in terms of enjoyable lookability.
The irony being, we put it in C right beside the Rossi, and it just looks like the next generation of the Rossi design. More like smoothed out, Yep. So, yeah.
90 million miles away from each other. Which is why when you appreciate really original new ship designs, like, oh my god, it's an original new ship design, right?
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Chris Bruce, $2. Augusta Destroyer from Dreadnought video game. Well, it's got to be a $5 super chat, Chris. So if somebody wants to throw in a $3 to bump that up, we could include that.
Also, we don't make the rules, but we do.
Yeah. Mark Lawrence, how about the Kodan Armada command ship? Flying wing.
Boy, this ship was, I would say, almost impossible to find renders of. That was the best one I could find, and it does not do it justice.
No, it doesn't.
So I do apologise. I did try on that.
Zur and the Kodan Armada.
This makes me want to rewatch the film, and I just googled it, and the 4K comes out. First time ever in September 3rd, so I might pre-order that actually, because it's like, how the hell are they going to upscale 35mm CG that was bloody, you know what I mean?
They're going to remaster it?
Yeah, how are you going to remaster that? In an intrigued kind of way. So I do apologise, it's not a very good shot. I do remember from the film though. I feel like I've got a good memory of it. What do you think?
It's a pretty simple design, honestly, but I think it works, and it does kind of seem imposing. It's one I would like to see in a little bit more detail, but I do like the shape of it. It's got a definite unique look to it, and I appreciate that. So,
hey, Ryan, throw it in. Wave Riders absolutely counts.
So yeah, that's kind of what I got on that. So
there is a ship from a show that is very similar to this in the flatness. I can't think of what it is, and I do apologise because that's anticlimactic for me to say.
As are most things you say.
Thank you. But I like it's more vibe, isn't it? I like the vibe from the film. I like the big strong. They're kind of like Star Destroyers in the abs, in the sense they just sort of hulkingly go forward. Also, limitation of the fact they can't, do much in CG yet. But that's kind of their charm. But the fact they haven't got many views. No, you know what? I'm gonna be critical and say a D, just because we can't really judge it in the way, and it is just boxy, and I don't want to. I hate to say it, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I fundamentally disagree with that, but I also agree with it based on what we see here. So.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a slight technicality one, right?
I will allow it.
Just. Okay. And I've done 2 shots this next one because they are quite different, and one is a good full shot, one is a detail shot. So, wanted to put them both in.
All right, Edward Nigma, $10. The Arcadia from Harlock Space Pirate CG 2013. Here's 10 because, well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Funny because I put 2 in. So if you want to put, so this is the overall design. If you want to put both on the screen at the same time though, because one is the obviously the movie, but you can't tell the entire design from it. So hence the 2 different shots.
Yeah. Again, it's got that spaceship Yamato, just a submarine and space vibe. But I love the addition of the skull and crossbones on the front. It gives it a nice, evil, sinister look. This gets bonus points for just style. Because I like it more than the Yamato, honestly. Even though it's got turrets, it's just basically a battleship in space.
I assume this is from the same franchise.
I believe so, yeah.
It would have to be, right? It's so stylistically the same. To the point of even having that single little rudder at the bottom. And this is obviously where the full ship, it's a nicer Yamato. I actually agree with you. Even if it's missing the red, this feels more tactically able. So that's cool. Now, obviously, let's then zoom into the partial shot. That is great, and that entirely changes the feel. This is a bloody organic. I don't know who the aliens are, but in the Avengers, who attack the planet for Loki, this could be one of their like ultra destroyers, right?
Yeah.
Very different styles, of course, but he asked for this one, but I couldn't find a full view. But it's cool. But it's still a battleship, kind of. Dan says ooh. Ah, okay, Chris. It's by the same guy, most seen as an AU. Ah.
Yeah. Let's see. This one is C for sure.
Yeah, very, very pleasant C. Now, if Yamato was high in our other review, it might be because of the legacy factor. But design-wise, I think it's a pretty darn strong C. I think you could easily spaceship it up more to be a B. It would not take much. But same with Yamato as well, right? Well, that's personal preference. And let's see what the polls are. 36 votes, 39 people. So we asked, do you want to see more of the General, the Trek, or both? Interestingly enough, we have General at 33%, just Trek at 17%, but the winner currently is both at 50%. So, interesting split. Very interesting.
All right. Well, Chris Bruce throws in $3. Says, I didn't know about the $5. Anyway, Augusta. And what is this from again?
It is from the Dreadnought video game. Which I don't know what that is.
Neither do I.
Oh, okay. Don't know what it is, but it's from 2017. That's cool. I do apologize for the slightly low resolution, but that's the one on their wiki. This is a cool looking game. It's like flying helicarrier with variety. I mean, this one from this art looks really cool, actually. A whole variety of different things. I didn't know this existed. It's cool.
Again, this feels like it could be in the Battlestar Galactica fleet, at least the original Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah. More
it's got that kind of vibe to it, like a fast gunboat kind of vibe. I like it. It's got the turrets, very similar to what we just looked at. But it almost feels like it could belong in Stargate as well, because this seems like a spaceship that the modern military would build. So I like it. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
So just a slight little note: the game is no longer available on Steam, but it had it said just starting January 1st. The Steam client may support Windows 10 or later. So this year, and then some of the recent reviews saying sad it's gone, which had a multiplayer campaign. That's very interesting.
Reminds me of a Transformer too. He turns into like a carrier.
Yes. Oh God, yeah.
I can't think of his name.
No, I can't either.
Is it Deep Six? Anyway.
But I like this just fine. It's more spaceshipy than a Yamato. Could do with more color accents. Definitely gunship to the wazoo. I would say again a gentle C. I like it quite a bit, but it does not have. It's missing some of those fun things with B, and C is nowhere near an A. But I do like it decently.
Yeah, I'm very happy with putting it at a B.
Oh, I said C, but hey, if you want to put it at a B, if you feel strongly.
Oh, you said C?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's a B.
Cool. Right.
Just looking at again what we have in B, it just kind of fits.
Okay. Yeah, I was high C, so if you want to pull it to a B, sure. Yeah, it's a what a stealth sleeper hit that was for a game that's now dead. It stealthily just just raised to the ranks.
Right.
And hey, throw some more in, the fine fan that put that in, because there's some really interesting ones from that game. I just had a little brief look.
Cool. Sorry I missed the game.
Apparently everyone did. Too soon?
All right.
Yeah.
No, well, maybe. I don't know.
Didn't know this existed. Yeah. Oh god, this again. I mean, hi. Everything's fine.
All right. Well, let's see. Ray Ricks, our good friend Ray Ricks. He throws in £5 and says Pegasus from BSG.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's fantastic. How can you improve on Battlestar Galactica? Pegasus. There you go. Perfect.
And they're not even the same thing structurally, but
well, this is way more reminiscent of the original Battlestar Galactica with the 3 pylon supports, and it just has the original DSG look. So it's like, yeah, that's a win.
Which is why it makes you happy on the inside.
Yeah. So yeah, that's an S. Look at that, 2 S's from Ray Ricks.
I mean, you can play the game, right? You can throw in S's, knowing they're S's. No, Pegasus is gorgeous. It's the right level of bulk to sleek. It's bulky to, it's really armored and really cutthroat and devastatingly powerful, but it's sleek enough that it's been designed. Love the logic of the double twin-sided launch pads. Genius. It breaks your brain a little bit, but in a good way. And it's a very, very good bulk. Now, I know I was biased by the incredible moments from the TV show. To it, there are many. But I'm still going to stand by my S.
Yep, I agree with you. Benjamin Stone, £5. War Rocket Ajax, just for the bling. From Flash Gordon, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's got a Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon vibe to it with the 1950s aesthetic for sure. I don't hate it.
I don't like it.
I know.
It's dumb, right? It's good. It's dumb. Because it's not a rocket ship. It's so, like I said, it's so blinged out. There's so much little design work going on there that makes it characterful. Why is there a prong at the front? Big observer window. Okay. Multiple rockets and cut open wings. It's actually quite well designed for what is ostensibly just a tube with stuff. And the red and gold is a really nice combination.
Oh yeah, the color is great.
I would say, as we said for previous things, for what this is trying to be, I want to give this a strong A. Strong B, sorry.
I was going to say B.
Strong
B for me.
Because what it's trying to do, I think, is really well. It's silly, but it's actually rather sleek and dumb and clever.
Yep. B it is.
The bling wing. Bling wing win. Wing win. Yes, word.
Edward Nigma, $5. Lost in Space movie, 1998, Jupiter 2. Yeah, it's one of my guilty pleasure movies. I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Till the ending, but that's okay.
I love that the miniature got sold because it looked like beautiful, clean,
Yeah. Well, I love that its original launch configuration was the original Jupiter, and it like launches up and then that breaks away and this comes out. It's like homage. You're paying. I love that. Yes.
That made you happy in all the right ways, didn't it, Stuart?
Yes, it did.
Did you see that film in the cinema?
No, I don't think so.
I feel that'd be a good cinema film. There's some big moments in it that, like the explosion of the other thing. Like, there's some really good moments.
There's some big moments, like Mimi Rogers, yeah, and Heather Graham, and lots of great things to see.
And Joey's there too.
He is.
I think he's pretty good in that film. I'm gonna give Joey credit. I think he's pretty
How was he doing? Yeah, he's doing pretty good in that. Yeah.
By the lady. No, I like this. It's oddly non-conducive with the style of the film. This is like an alien sci-fi ship, not some grounded. Like, I don't understand it, right? But that's the charm. It's kind of almost TOS-y in it, that it's just an organic curved shape. But also, it's like folding space. It's doing something very clever. I mean, it's kind of an egg, but it's a detailed egg. I like it. You tell me what your gut is. I do like it. It's definitely not the best thing ever, but again, we're trying to do it as well. What do you think?
My gut for placement is a B.
I'm gonna personal preference it B as well. Maybe a lower B because it's not doing super much, but I think I mean, the detail is really nice.
The asymmetry bothered me at the time, but it's grown on me, and I kind of like it now. I love that the engine, like, reactor thing is kind of offset at the back.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly. It's got the kind of Millennium Falcon style ring, curved engines at the back, I believe, and it kind of zooms around. Gosh, you guys do a lot of B's at us all in one go. Oh, Ryan says, looks like the captain's yacht from the Enterprise D, kind of. Yeah? Not a million,
sure.
Miles away. Yeah.
Mark Lawrence, $5, and now for something silly, the from Tetabota, when it gets defeated, it gets the face as well. It's a Death Star golf ball, and I hate everything about it, so it's an F for me. Next.
Stuart, I think it's so bad that it goes off the list up to an S. Because it's like because our rankings are globe, so it goes right around.
Well, we are on slide 11, so I will definitely move it down to slide 12 at S. Right off the board.
Do it. So whenever we get to slide 12, this will be officially part of that, whatever it's going to be.
It's probably a really great ship in its context of its Tenshu.
You know, I saw it and I thought, is a ship? I was confused by what I was looking at. Especially as if you Google it, it's just a generic looking every other anime, nothing sci-fi really comes up. And yes, I would have given it an F or a D, by the way, because it's not really a design, it's a ball. Like, it's a Global Death Star, it's the best out of the grow possible.
It's kind of crap, Mark. Thank you, though. SVS Guru, 2005 euros. Call class battleship from Sins of the Solar Empire.
I do like me some Sins.
This is just the Rossinante repainted, is all it is.
Well, it came out way before, so...
Exact same fucking design.
Way before. And I have memories of using this. This is one of the default early weapony ships you get to play in the game. Has giant lasers at the front. For me, it says more of the Sulaco. But I do see with my Rossinante. I mean, I want to get the same as a Rossinante because I know how cool it was in the game to fly and play and such.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's more going on as well. Like, I like the split in the front hull. So there's an inner cut-in and there's... Yeah,
and I like the stand it's on too, so... Yeah.
Well, that's the Go Faster stand. Let's get to ludicrous power. You see the bottom stand is like a reverse... magnetic collector distribution device.
Well, it's like a wireless charger, but repolarized.
Yeah. So what does it? It spins to hit the sun, and then it charges and it fires a giant death laser.
Cool.
But each of these cannons at the front, they're not actually lasers. They're dolphins with lasers in the tubes waiting to fire. So it's a whole thing.
All right, it's a B. It's a B.
It is just the Rossinante, basically.
Well, the Rossinante is just it if it came out first.
Wait, you mean a C? Rossinante's a C.
Oh, C. Sorry.
I was like, B?
Sorry.
That's okay.
The S keeps throwing me off because I think. Sorry. Anyhow. All right. Well, let's see. Let's bring on one that we have that nobody's mentioned because I don't know why, but Slave One.
Yes, it's not fire stick, firefly, fire. What's it called? Now.
The fire spray.
Nope. It is not that. It is Slave One.
Yes, I
He's
know.
a bounty hunter who. Yes. Great, iconic, classic.
Well, that's why it's called Slave One, though.
No, I know. But
It's slave because works on a slave system, like you can fly it remotely.
no, it's
Anyway.
great. It's great. It's. I mean, it is a light fixture.
It absolutely is. It always reminded me as a kid of an iron, though.
Yeah.
So iron clothes with it. I didn't realize it was actually a fixture at the ILM until years later, but it always looked like an iron or something.
The fact that it's beautifully unoriginal, it's just a light fixture, almost verbatim to the point of kind of ludicrousy. But there's, I'm sure you've seen this chap. He used to, I think, the mid-teens of the 2000s, 2010s. He would take real objects and spaceshipify them, and they were normally very good. There was a lot of logic put in. This is literally that, but then we add all the decades of otherness to it. Really satisfying to see Mandalorian, the interior and how that spins and all that stuff. That was really, really fun. Shows how meaningful it is to us for that to be like, oh my god! And obviously one of the most iconic sounds of all of sci-fi history, the sonic weapon, is just absolutely a top 15 sound effect of all time. It's great.
It's an S.
It is an S. Yeah, it is. It is legendary for all the right reasons. I mean, it's so off the beaten path in terms of design language. It's so different. It's so weird. And the fact that it, not obviously unnecessarily, because it needs to necessarily, but the fact that it has to do an entire to land is such a faff. Whereas the next one goes bloop, but that's part of the charm, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Iconic.
All right, Edward Nigma, $5. The Galaxy Quest NSEA Protector, not the Starship Enterprise.
That's a big one if you want. Yes.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, this is I'm a big fan of this one. It is the refit Enterprise, but reshaped. But you see all the same elements. It's got the deflectors, the impulse engines, there's even the blinkies, which they're very hard to see in the film unless you frame by frame it, and exactly what you think they'd be, and they are red, green, and the white, and there's even a bridge and a strobe bottom, like they're the exact same blinky arrangement. Really beautiful motion, really swervy. The cleverness of having the really organic curves to a point.
Yeah.
And then have these really hard pylons. It really works well together. The fact we see in the film with beautiful close-ups sells it even more. It felt like expensive miniature. The fact that the shuttle bay is recessed and comes out is fun. The secondary craft is great. Yeah, it's an all-round fun cigar with arms.
With a tennis racket. It's a broken tennis racket is the it's definitely invoking Star Trek and Starfleet without directly
without being sued.
Yeah. And kudos for that, because that's quite difficult to do.
Yeah.
For me, this is an A, though. This is not an S.
Yeah, well, it is interesting that it's very much the Orville is to the Enterprise. All three are the exact same thing, but radically different. Yet they all do the exact same visual. Oh, I get it, and that's why the Orville is so impressive. To do something brand new.
Yeah.
And yet so faithful. This is all brand new and yet so faithful. Happy to give it a very strong A. It's glorious to move and fly and such, and I hope to do more with it. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we know Fleet Command has Galaxy Quest. We're aware. All right.
I do hope we can do more with her in the future. We've got a beautiful model, thanks to Nick and Matt. And you might see it again in a film with Stuart. Who knows?
All right. 42 likes currently. We have 32 people here. Let's try to get to 50 likes. 8 more likes if you just joined us and haven't hit like yet. Please do so. Also, go vote in the poll.
Oh, absolutely. I haven't mentioned because I haven't been here. Obviously, we've been away. 3 episodes of my Prodigy fan episodic adventure is out, with the next one coming out this weekend. And episode 4 is a big episode. 3 was big. 4 is even bigger. And 5 is the end of that first arc. Because the first 5 are an arc. First one's at 17,000, second one's at 13,000, third one's at 10,000. You guys are absolutely loving it. I'm so thrilled with the review. So go check out my Prodigy. And I say Prodigy in the sense that it's featuring the ProStar and Dreadnought, but it really is a multi-era, multi-universe time giant Trek adventure. It's definitely not a pigeonholed piece. It's really broad, and it's only going to get more crazy as episodes go on. So go check that out. It is pretty epic.
It is. Go watch it, or I will kill you.
Yeah.
I'll take my word for that. Anyway. Yeah, and go vote in the poll. We have 41 votes. I'd like to get to 50 if we could. That'd be a good number. So go vote and hit that like button, guys. Let's get to 50 of the likes as well. You can do it.
Now, I've got an interesting experiment as we wait for people to throw in more ideas. I'm just going to Google sci-fi ships and throw in something random that I have no idea what it is. And see what we think of something random, right?
Okay.
As if everything knows what it's from. Because, Okay, this. Now let's see if anyone knows what it's from. Because I certainly don't. Now, if you do, Halster, you get a cookie.
Yay. I like cookies.
So here is the from Google. Just, it wasn't necessarily random selected. I picked out of a few, but. Alright, is anyone over the ship? What do you think, Stuart?
I love this design.
Ooh, I picked well.
It's got antenna, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I like that it's not attached to a brick. It's the right color. It's gray, but it's got a silvery metallic gray. I like those shapes in this. This is actually really cool.
You're welcome.
Damn.
Yeah. And it's very Transformery. Like, I can see as being a Cybertron battleship person. It's like a giant guy, and he's like... Blah, 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 blah. The way it's sort of like constructed of interior pieces, and yet still has a strong frame.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's sleek and shooty. It's pointy yet cool.
I like this.
And not often do you go straight black as a cool idea, but I mean, it is the sheen that works, how reflective it is. But it's a good-looking, piece of art.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what it's from? Does anybody know?
A lot of people are saying it feels very Star Citizen, but
it does. Yes. But I still think this is limited in its epicness.
I just realized what shirt I'm wearing today. Wonderfest 2024 shirt with the. didn't even plan that. It's just...
Excellent.
With the Gunstar.
Cannon with 2 ends.
This for me is an S, honestly.
Oh, I'm wrong thing again. Just because it's sexy, sleek, and in black, and we know how much you love black. I'm not joking.
I wouldn't say it's black. It's more like it.
Well, yeah. I would say a low A if I was to vote, 'cause I think it's style of a certain amount of substance. But I'm open to an S, because it is damn sleek. I want to know what the audience thinks. Does it tickle your sleek fancy?
All right, guys. A or S? Vote in the chat right now.
Throw in a number. It's free. Okay, and then you got
Random sci-fi ship off of Google.
Yes.
Okay, ready? Gonna go live. So yeah, go vote, guys, and let us know where it should be placed. S or A. Edward Jenkins like, okay, so starfighters can be included one side. Yes, anything spaceship related.
Absolutely. We've even had some more silly ones that, you know, mostly work.
They're silly, mostly. Benjamin Stone A, no cockpit. It's a huge ship. Of course it doesn't have a cockpit. I can see this being like 30 decks based on this design.
Or even Star Destroyer sized if you wanted to think big.
Yeah.
A or S, guys? Vote now. Vote now! Got 3 A's and an S. Keep voting. Oh, Tim. Oh, no. Why do you hate it? Because it's cool. Maybe it's too cool for school. For him.
Well, some people have no taste. It's fine.
That's how we met.
Yeah. I accepted an invite from you.
But put it where he wants to do it, because I know you love this, so I'm going to...
Yeah, this is one that you gotta, like, let me do my thing.
Do your thing.
Do my thing. It's going in S, just because Tim says he hated it.
And just for you. And this would be an epic, like, Star Wars ship where a new threat has emerged from outside the galaxy and this thing hyperplaces in. Like, it's close enough to Star Wars to make sense, but sleek enough to be new.
Yeah.
Cool.
SPS Guru 2005 euros, the Astral Express from Honky Star Rail.
Get ready for some fun
Honkai.
shit.
All right, I love trains, and I hate this. At least it's taking a steam locomotive and like futurizing it up.
Yep.
But it shouldn't be a spaceship. For the love of God, it should just be a futuristic train.
It should be on the Simpsons monorail and stay there.
Monorail.
Because then Nimoy thinks that's advanced enough. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty looking, right?
As a train, yes.
As a train.
As a futuristic train.
It's a future train.
So it's an F for me.
Yep.
Perfect.
Oh, you threw us a train. But we
And
love
then
you
we
guys.
And we got Chris Bruce, $5, big one from the Galaxy Railways by the same guy who created Arcade and
Skip.
Spaceship.
We got another train.
This is literally the big boy.
How
That's
do we
what the
get,
actual locomotive that this is based on is named.
how
It's
do
a-
we get 2 trains in a row?
This is more literally a train, so this is also an F. I
Like-
love locomotives. I love steam locomotives. That's kind of my thing, but
There's hundreds of suggestions and things, and 2 people back to back mentally both had trains.
well, to be fair, Chris Bruce's could have been based on SVS Guru's. Like you say, oh yeah, that train thing.
That'd be a quick zip to. Yeah, wow. Yeah,
It's an F.
it's not good. I do feel slightly bad, but also. It's a
No.
train.
Edward Nigma, $10. Type 0, 52 Spaceship Fighter Cosmo 0 Alpha 1 Spaceship Yamato Battleship Yamato 21.99. That's a lot of fucking words.
I thought they were different things, so I'd Google it twice, but it's the same thing. It's just one very, very long name.
Yeah, very. I know it's Spaceship Yamato, so it is anime, but very anime type design. It feels like it could probably fit in Star Wars somewhere, but
Oh, like a Naboo, like a personal planet, personal fighter. Yes, we
yes,
yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's a
100%.
battle train, says Chris.
A battle train.
Edward, indeed. Crazy man. Train yards, yes.
Hey, the idea's been thrown around. I hear there's a Trekyards out there somewhere.
Yeah, we tried to sue them, but it didn't quite stick.
Yeah. Mechanic Sammy and Trucker Stu or something. Like, they
Yeah.
literally ripped us off.
But,
If you haven't seen it, just type in Trekyards.
But having investigated them a little bit, I don't think they're rich enough to afford being sued. So we could
No.
even...
Well, they're not making any money from YouTube. They only got one episode, so...
Yeah, but you can have a multi-million hit. I've never gone back to look at it, so you never know. I quite like this, Stuart. This absolutely pushes past the it's a fighter feel into a spacecraft. I like the paint job. I like the vibe. Yeah, I would give this a very strong B. I think it's aesthetically a cool thing. Yeah,
I would B it up.
Yeah,
we will be together on B.
We'll all be this together.
Patrick, for 17 months at the rank of Captain. Thank you, Captain.
Good to see you again.
Hey, Captain and Commander. I'm a bit late, but we'll rewatch everything later this week. Good to have you two back on the regular. You guys missed us? You actually missed us?
I'd like to think somebody did, because, we're like the friends who are like, oh yeah, let's go to the bar with Trekyards boys. By bar they mean YouTube, and by with they mean watch. But what I said was close.
Sure, yeah. Okay, Ray Ricks, 5 pounds, Puddle Jumper from Stargate Atlantis.
I'll let you jump in first, Stuart.
I was going to let you jump in first.
Okay, I'll jump in first, Stuart.
Yeah, go for it.
Puddle Jumper, brilliant. Very clever. The fact they had to design something that was Stargate size, so it was a tremendous limitation. Also, there's no ancient aesthetic before Atlantis, really. So, what is the hell is this? And it's very cohesive. It's both advanced feeling with the sleekness and the recessed tech, which is organic and clever with the drones, but also simple, which often is a testament to advanced tech. You don't need to have Greeblies to be advanced. It's all internalized. The fact this thing can do all the things it can do while having no external Greeblies is very impressive. I love the interior cockpit. I love the back bit. I love the drones mission pod, the way it all folds out, and it's got quite a complicated assembly with some grooves at the bottom. Really fantastic. And it would be something about just having these two extruding side bits gives that forward-facing, fast, standing still John Eves. If it was just a flat surface, it would be so much worse. It's amazing how little things can absolutely do wonders. So I'm going to leave it really high. What do you think?
Everything you just said, except I absolutely hate it. I've never liked the Puddle Jumper design. It's too... it's fucking hideous. So take wherever you're going to put it and move it down one.
Why?
Because I know what Ray Ricks is trying. He's trying to get another fucking S. And he knew that he could suck up to you for it. So no, it's going to get an A at the most.
I'm surprised you don't like it. It's so elegant and
it's fucking ugly.
It's amazing in motion. It's super powerful.
I've never liked them. They just, yeah. I like the idea that it's designed to go through a Stargate, hence the shape, but you could have made it so much better. That's all.
It's like a shuttle.
Sorry.
It's simple.
Sorry.
I mean, hey, it's all good, And I also love the fact that it's so advanced that if you modify it in a certain way, it can hyperspace, it can do fast and light travel, and cloak, and ocean, and super and Stargate, and all these things. It's a very, very versatile piece. I was going to say a strong A, because I think it's that good.
Okay, so A. I'll allow an A. You don't have to move it down one because of me.
I wasn't going to say yes, because it's too simple for that. But it's
okay.
Very much an A. It's one of my favourite craft of that kind. Which, if the styling is things go through Stargate, there's only 2 ships, so it's it's not a lot in that bracket. No, I love it. I had Nick, our modeler, make a beautiful Puddle Jumper model, which matters. Yeah, texture. It's not been on the list, but I'm very excited to see that be worked with a full interior and stuff. Yeah, really excited for that.
Cool. Nice try, Ray.
And thanks, Stuart, for being so kind, I suppose. My CGI hats off to you. I'll do it in post.
Mark Lawrence, $5. Let's go with Caver's ship from the First Men in the Moon, 1964. Another H.G. Wells book to film. Okay, well, I know what this ship looks like, and
I don't.
I gotta say...
Oh, God.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta say that's an F for me. Even though it is a spaceship, it should technically be a D. Everything in F is not a spaceship. We got trains, we got an aircraft carrier, we got a Winnebago.
Which is
this one at least is a rocket, so it should get a D, but I want to give it an F because it's just basically a bullet.
I've never. This is all new to me. Isn't it
I knew it would be.
Diving bell, surely? Like, isn't that just the idea? A space diving bell?
Oh, this one. Okay, it's not the one I was thinking of. Yeah, this is basically a diving bell.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool. I've never seen it before, but it is, you know...
It's a product of its time when the book was written, 100%. And the fact that they maintain that into the movie, you know, is kind of cool, but... All right, it's a D. It's a D then.
There you go.
But yeah, it is literally just a diving bell.
You know, if we knew we'd have enough live reaction, as in, you know, people joining in super chats, etc., it'd be so amazing to go back and do like old movies that have nothing to do with anything, and have people and like do the full scene by scene breakdown of stuff that makes no sense to do, like this, like an actual serious scene by scene breakdown would be just manic in a good way.
Yeah, D worthy for that one for sure. All right, 2 more likes get to 50 guys and 45 votes on the poll. So another 5 votes would be amazing if you can. Poll is: do you want us to do more general sci-fi ranked ships, more Trek ship rankings, or both? More of both rankings. Yeah. All right. Next up is SPS Guru 2005 euros, the Ori toilet seat ship.
Boo!
Ori.
It's not. That's a very insulting way of saying one of the most powerful ships in sci-fi. You dick.
Yeah, but the Oris are kind of dicks, right?
Ori.
So, the Oris.
Look, they're god creatures. No disrespectful. 50? Hey, have fun, Edward. Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah.
Okay, thoughts?
Enjoy your work. Never liked this design either. At least it's unique, and there's different stuff going on, which I appreciate. So it's got to get bonus points for that. But I've never been a fan of the design, honestly. But I like that it's alien. I like that it's something different and new. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if you make it small for a second, look at how many of these ships are not really designs; they're just shapes. This is both a definitive shape and a really interesting design. Like, it's properly, this entire list is nothing like this, even close to it. And yet, what's it trying to do? It's trying to say, right.
Well, I wouldn't say there's nothing like it. I think the one from Passengers is definitely a unique design, kind of outside the box for ship design. So,
well, I mean, just comparable to literally, like, that's a spinning arm. This is a big toilet seat, right? Like, radical, yes, but not as in.
This is just a fancy Japanese bidet with a light inside it.
Sure.
To attach to your toilet seat.
Yeah, but also it's got skyscrapers underneath as greeblies. It's got lots of windows. It's got lovely marble texture on the front. It's got one beam weapon that can rip through shields. It's very, very fast. It can land on planets easily. And kind of in classic Trek fashion, it's got tiny hyperspace engines. Like, it doesn't need much to propel itself. It's so advanced. And a giant glowing core is such an unusual concept. For me, this is a really strong B. It's so interesting and different and unique. I would love to have this model, the real one. I would love to do something with it. But this is... How the fuck could you build this, it being this weird, and make it look accurate? It's such a difficult shape to copy.
You say B?
Yeah, strong B.
Sorry, I did the thing again where I fucked it up.
Because it Star gets some very, very good designs for me personally, and they're very creative. But I still think it is you know, A is definitive icon. This is just really cool, and I mean, when it comes into play, it's like what, and then it just rocks throughout the season.
Patrick throws in €5. Maybe already done. Well, it was a previous one, but not today.
But not today.
Maybe. So the Daedalus BC 304. So So this is what would happen if a turtle and a giraffe had a baby. I do love the. It's got Battlestar Galactica vibes, but it's also got that modern military look, which makes perfect sense given the context. And I think it's exactly what the military would make now if they could, spaceship wise. So I like that design aspect of it. Again, it's not one of my favorite designs in spaceships ever, but in the context of the show, I think it works super well. And it's very modern military. That's how I'll put it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be an S for me just for all the various reasons. It's kind of like the Rossinantes. It's very grounded. But also, because you understand exactly what it's trying to be. 2 giant hangars, tick. They open up, tick. Command module in the middle, tick. Armor for the main hull, tick. Giant engines, smaller engines, tick. I guess the winglets on the neck are for guns, but I guess that's structurally why they're there. And yet there's design around that. Why has it got a pointy head, an angle? Because it's designed, and it looks great in motion. It's shockingly, when it sweeps into hyperspace, it's really fast feeling, even though it's a big giant. But it's not a brick, because it does a lot of things. So I would say an A for this.
Yeah. An A or an S? I thought you said S.
You're right, I said S.
You're trying to fuck me up again.
No, that was a genuine mistake. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're winding down now, guys. Another 15 minutes. So if you really want one thrown in there, now's the time. Ray Ricks, though, £5. If you want a bullet, the first spaceship on film, the ship from a trip to the moon. That's what I was thinking of when he was looking up the last one that Mark put in. So yes, that's going to be an F for me, but because it is literally just a bullet. It's a capsule that you put people inside of and shoot it out of a big gun to the moon, which lands in the moon's eye, which is not cool.
Ah, yes.
It's literally just a bullet.
So the visual.
That's what I thought the last one was. So that's what I was.
Now, how does one find an image that isn't just the in his face?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, there should be a shot of them like getting loaded into it.
Okay, that's gonna be the closest, I think. Interesting.
Since Ray's last one didn't get an S, he's just given up on trying to do S's now, I guess.
I mean, there are more Stargate ships that could be an S.
Are there, though?
And there are a lot of good Stargate ships in general.
You get a very, very Stargate bias, though, so...
Because it's so damn good, what do you mean?
It's a good show, but the ship designs are not always that fantastic.
But sometimes they really are.
So there's the bullet. Literally a bullet. It's going to be an F.
No. Because where's its RCS thrusters and its impulse manifolds and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I love and respect the old sci-fi like that, I can't in good conscience give it anything but an F.
Fair.
Oh, this fucking thing again. All right. Suicide Zaku, $5. SDF-1 from Macross Robotech. Yeah, it's just a fucking aircraft carrier that transforms into a robot.
But not bad for that.
No, it's cool color palette, I guess. Sleeky. Definitely feels like an aircraft carrier, but not. So good job there. Somebody always inevitably brings this up in this, though. So. I forget where we ranked it last time.
It's kind of good, kind of bad. I can go no higher than a B.
Yeah, I was gonna say B.
It does look quite nice. We can go B. We'll go some B.
Yeah, B works. B works. Yeah. Sorry, Suicide. Didn't mean to like poop on your parade, but
there's a minor poop. It has happened. It's okay.
SVS Guru 2005 euros. The Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
And you guys are really cramming in the last couple ones, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's very much the, we're back. Let's have some fun sort of lives, and you guys are absolutely doing that so far. So keep it up.
And we had 52 likes, which is great. So we're still at 45 votes, though. So you haven't voted on the poll, go vote on the poll. I wouldn't mind 50 votes for that. So
That'd be nice.
Sue says, like, hey, it's all good. I'm glad. I'm glad it didn't annoy you or piss you off. But
well, no. What did B? It's all good, not A. It's all good.
there you go.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that.
All right, Just Fist Guru. There you go. The Nautilus. Interesting design. I think it's a little overhyped, but I mean, for all the old people that are like, this was great back in my day.
Back in my day, before we had spaceships, we had submarines.
Yep. Doug Drexler is one of them that's like, this is a fantastic ship. And it's like, is it though? It's interesting. It's very steampunky.
Before steampunk.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because it very much as the C-Quest was a squid, this feels like a fish, a very specific fish that I can't think of.
Yeah, I was trying to think of it too.
So it's very literal.
Like a sturgeon, I think.
Yeah.
That looks like a sturgeon with the fin things on the front.
But I do think there's a good amount of design to this. So actually I do think it's reasonably nice looking for as little as I necessarily care in the abstract. I want to give it a high C. I think it's very respectable.
I was going to say C. Looking at the other stuff in C, it's like, yes, it's very, very respectable.
It kind of just works.
And if somebody feels super
I was just about to say,
strong about it, they can bump it. I mean, a lot of people are like busting a nut to this thing every night because they love it so much. So if you want to bump that up, you feel free.
Only once a week the nut bust, it's not worth it. But if you're like every night, then that's the time to say. And guys, if there's anything you want to change, we're in the last round of it. So throw in anything you disagree with, because this is definitely we do the fan rankings. So do put it in. Okay, Benjamin. Hey, that's absolutely fair. We'll do another one soon. Speaking of, we might do a favorite characters before the end of the week. Sci-Fi characters, which is the same thing but characters, and there's so many for that, and that was really fun last time. Yeah. And we didn't even get a ton of iconic people last time, so yeah.
Chris Bruce, $5. Monarch from the game Dreadnought. All right, so Sam pulled up this picture, right? And I'm looking at this picture, and I'm like, this is just a fucking Lego ship. Sorry, I've got kind of snarky during this live, haven't I? I apologize, guys. It looks like it's made of Lego.
Don't be liking the aircraft carriers. Yeah.
This is a little too battleshipy.
Well, it's also a helicarrier from Avengers, almost to a T style.
Yeah.
The lack of color definitely betrays it. If it had any sort of accenting, which would include design language, as in the red equals this, there's a bit of blue for this, a bit of glow from this. The fact it's missing everything kind of makes us feel like a brick, which has just been shaped by an artist versus. But that said, well, I don't know for sure, but it's got a dozen, 2 dozen aft things. If they're launch bays, that's amazing. And if they're gun turrets, it's even more amazing. So those are gun turrets. Well, this thing will kill you with many pews.
Yes, it will. Let's see. Where do we put the other one like this? We'll put it in B. This is too literally like ship-wise. Like, okay.
This is a less respectable C.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C. Yeah. No disrespect, but C.
Chris says it's all the guns. It is all the guns.
Yes.
It is all the guns. And currently Patrick has the last one. We're doing very well. And I'll end the poll as well. Do you want to do? The winner is still, and with more of a higher percentage, 53%. Both we want to see more rankings of both Trek and non-Trek, with 32% want more of the general sci-fi, and 50% just want new Trek. So that is a resounding yes from both. So huzzah!
While you were talking, because I like ignoring you, I was looking at the pictures here, and the Nautilus. Picture of the Nautilus from the side. That small. You know what it looks like? Looks like an F-35 fighter jet from the side, complete with landing gear because it's on a stand.
Okay.
Look at the shapes. It looks exactly like an F-35. Weird.
I'll have to Google that because I don't know what that looks like offhand.
No, it's okay. You don't have to look it up.
F-35 side view. Yeah. Yeah, close enough. Close enough indeed.
All right, Ray Rick's going for another S tier, I guess, with Stargate Atlantis.
Stuart, what do you think of Atlantis?
It's fantastic.
Oh.
It's a very interesting base, which is also a ship, which is also a snowflake, which is also an island, which is also a city. It's fantastic. There's a lot going on there. However, design-wise, it's very unique, but it feels just like Lower Manhattan on hoverboards. So, design-wise, it's not going to get an S from me, but I know Sam absolutely adores this and will give it an S, so I'll do whatever he wants to do.
It's real pretty, though, right?
It's all right. I mean, it's fine.
It's some pretty. Yeah, no, Atlantis, as a base, it's nice. I like how they did the ship portion, the under the ocean with the giant engine, the bubble. Looks daft, but also powerful. Of course, if you're looking at actual tech, its shield is going to be one of the best in sci-fi. You'd be hard-pressed to have any Trek ship be able to do anything against it. That's kind of the point, especially when fully powered. And the system's only limited by power, so it doesn't damage the system, it just drains the power. So if you can swap out batteries, this thing will be... I think they said it could last like 60 years of bombardment from the Wraith. So like, if it's got power, you ain't going through the shield. Weapons wise, yeah, it's got like 1,000 drones and go through shields. The thing could rip apart anybody. It's meant to be the home base, right? The creme de la creme, and it's so the home base they could design it to look a beautiful floating snowflake city. I would say it's a beautiful A.
Good, because I was going to give it an S. Because you just said it's a base, so it's a star base, so it doesn't even classify as a ship. Ha. Sucker. And
Ouch.
sorry.
Right to the jugular.
All right. Patrick throws in €5. I think we'll call it there because
Yes. Yep.
the last one will be suicides. So
Super.
Patrick, though, €5. What do we find of the Ark ship from Sci-Fi's Ark?
We'll find out in a second.
Okay, first of all, what is Sci-Fi's Ark? Is this a show?
TV show called The Ark, yes, which I assume is based on mythology of an ark of survival.
It's very, again, real world space. NASA could build this today, probably. It's got that kind of vibe.
With a lot of money.
Well, yes, absolutely. But I mean, there's nothing fancy going on here. It's basically pods that attach, probably rotational things as well. It's very
grounded in space.
Yes, if that's possible. But yes, grounded in space. There you go. Perfect. Yeah.
It gives me kind of a bug feel. Like you remember that ship from Lower Decks that they tractor beam, just a giant front bit, and the season 1 that like spills something.
Yeah.
It has a very similar front bit, and the long vibe. So I'm getting that. I mean, it's nice looking, but if you make a ship that's multiple pods that are gleaming white and NASA-y, it could look very nice. I think it's probably a bit too cluttered, but also, as you say, it's just connected things. So if you start flipping my stuff, it'll just be a core middle, I'm not wowed by it, but it's aesthetically pleasing.
See, it looks like it belongs in the 2001 fleet with the Discovery. Discovery seems like a solar system explorer. This one seems like outside the solar system explorer, based on the same tech. It's kind of got that vibe to it.
Yeah, it's definitely, as in with Alien and Prometheus, this is the rich person's ship from 2001. I can't go higher than a C, but I can be talked down if you need to.
Let's take a look at what's going on here. Oh, it's... Shit. I want to put it at D just because everything in C seems so much more designed, but
that is true.
Except for this one, the third one.
So do we put this both in D then? These contrast, Stuart. We have, we'll do another part of this to build more of a thing. I'm happy to put both in D. I think that is a justifiable.
Okay, do that for now.
Just about justifiable, but I think yes.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll move this one down here too. Kind of real world spacey stuff.
R.I.P.
Yeah. All right. And last up for today,
yes.
The last one.
There you go.
Suicide Zaku, $5. The Nadesco from Martian successor Nadesco.
A lot of words I don't know there. This looks like the Blade Runner car.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh my god, with literally at the top the X-33 from the Enterprise tile sequence.
Yeah.
Literally, that's almost verbatim the exact design.
Yeah.
Does this thing just steal shapes from things?
Yeah, apparently. Plus, those rear engines look very, very reminiscent of something as well. I just can't place it.
They're very standard fare, right? They're very classic.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it, but the bulk. I wish the back engines were the front arms. Have them be more bulky, I think, loses the value unless the arms move, which is possible. It's not great. I don't hate it, but it doesn't make me happy.
For me, this is a C. A very safe C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
C it is.
maybe too inspired C.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
and what a different list. Loads of new ones here that were never in the previous list. So I commend you all for throwing us new ones. We've got 4 icons in S with a randomer, literally pretty broad A, a lot of icons in B, really broad C, personal preference, dislike D, go F yourself F.
Oh, well, we should include this one then, even though it's lower than an F. Anyway, all right. Well, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in next time, which is be tomorrow for something. We'll do another one. But yeah, same time tomorrow and Friday for lives. And
as they say, same Trekyards time, same Trekyards. Well, everything else, just turn up and we'll be here.
Yes.
But yeah, thanks so much for being part of this. We love you as always, and come back soon. Tomorrow, as you said.
So until then, he's Commander Cockings.
Thumbnail back up. And he is Captain Foley!
And I rank him a D.
And it's funny, only 3 of our thumbnail came up. So we have no control over these, so only 3 of the 6.